Hey YouTube, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I'm in Pennsylvania. And today I've got a lens, and it's a old Nikon Series E lens. It's this one. It's the 75 to 150 millimeter f3.5 Series E zoom lens from the 80s. This one has zoom creep. If I do this and I give it a little bit of a shake, you can see it. It isn't as free flowing as some I've seen, but I'm wondering if that's going to cause focus issues, because it doesn't fall freely, but it doesn't take much to move it. I mean, you know, you can just, if you get it going, it pulls in pretty quick. So we're going to try to get some sharp photos with it today, see how it acts. I don't have real high hopes for it. Let's go. It appears this lens doesn't have bad zoom creep, and it pulls focus pretty quick. It's got a good focus throw. It's only about 180 degrees, about a half a revolution from min to max. And it zooms well, but it doesn't creep when it's horizontal. So, you know, if you're not shooting real steep up or down, it doesn't seem to cause a problem. One thing I have seen with it is it has an infinity hard stop, but it's not focused at infinity at the infinity hard stop. Yeah, I tested it this morning on some distant objects, and it actually is focusing past infinity somewhat. So the infinity hard stop's not any good in it. It seems to be taking fairly sharp photos. I've been doing some 150 millimeter and shooting, you know, 30, 40 yards away at people, shooting wide open even, and it seems to be doing really well. I mean, for what it costs, they're not very expensive lenses, so. I ain't got any bright sun because it's now overcast. The sun didn't really come out today for me to be able to get some good sunlight. Seems like when I do these old vintage lens reviews, it's overcast, so you get like perfect white softbox lighting from the sun, and you don't have to worry about ghosts and flare and, you know, chromatic aberration. And it has some chromatic aberration. I've done a little bit of research and some of the other things that people have said about them in the past, and it's pretty universal, is there's some color shift, and it'll have some sun flare. You know, you get some nice cool effects of that if you're into that. So that's something to think about. Alright, well, if you can get a copy of this lens and it doesn't have issues with zoom creep, it hasn't been shot a lot, and it's still got a good stiff zoom mechanism, it actually seems to be a pretty good general purpose lens. You know, something you can get out and be rough and tumble with and not beat up too bad, things like that. But I've been shooting it pretty much wide open inside. It's the only way I could get a decent exposure with a decent shutter speed. So now we're going to do some outdoor shooting with it and see how that turns out. Well, that escalated quickly. Now it's raining. Well, I got a bunch of shots in the gym. I got a few outside the gym. Got a few like street shots. I stuck one on my Instagram. All right, would I recommend this lens? Yeah, if you're on a budget and you can get one that doesn't have a lot of zoom creep, I'd say this is a lens to use. It actually has good zoom range. It has really good sharpness. If you have a way of confirming your focus, like with focus peaking or focus magnification of some sort, this lens actually works really well. It has good color rendition. It doesn't tolerate bright light really well. It does have a little bit of chromatic aberration issue, but it's not bad. Some of it can be fixed in post-processing, but if you're shooting JPEGs, then try not to get like the sun in on the front of the lens if you're doing that, and you'll be pretty well okay. It's not a bad lens, and they're fairly inexpensive. You can pick them up on eBay for what, less than $100. Not a bad deal if you're just starting out and you want a piece of glass. You've got a little mirrorless camera and you're wanting to do some adapting lenses. This one ain't too bad. Can't lose too much with it, and you can flip it back on eBay. You might lose 10 or 15 bucks, but you can sell it if you don't like it. So with that, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I appreciate you guys watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you like the channel in general, there's always that subscribe button. Y'all have a good evening, and get your camera out, go take a picture with it. All right, let's see y'all later. Bye bye.